Hey everybody, Star 6 Wars 1 here, and something I kind of forgot in the last video was to mention the voice actor for Persona 3's protagonist. Oops. The voice actor for the protagonist was Yuri Lowenthal, who is more well known in his other roles as Suzaku Kururugi from Code Geass, Sasuke Uchiha from Naruto, and in the sequel to Persona 3, Yosuke Hanamura from Persona 4 and Persona 4 the Animation. You don't hear his voice very much in this show, unfortunately, but you hear it once or twice in sound clips, but that's really about it. And you don't hear it more so from the protagonist, you'll hear it from a few other characters he voices that I'll get into later. Also, in this video, I also forgot to mention Yukari's voice actor, Michelle Ruff, who is well known for doing voices such as Rukia from Bleach, Yuki Nagato from The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, and Yoko Littner from Gurren Lagann. Also for Phase Zero fans, she also voiced Rin's mother. But that's neither here nor there. Both actors have a great ton of credit in anime, so I looked them up at your own leisure to see all their roles. Now without further ado, let's get to Yukari vs. Yuka. Hey everybody, Star 6 Wars 1 here, and welcome to part 2 of the character section of Persona 3 vs. 11 Eyes. Yukari from Persona 3 vs. Yuka of 11 Eyes. Now I'm going to do something very unique and announce the winner straight up right now. Yukari wins from Persona 3. Okay, that's kind of cheating, I know, but honestly, Yukari's a much better character. And I'm going to now explain why Yukari is better than Yuka. First up, I will get into some similarities they both have. They both have very similar hair color. Both of them are love interests for the main characters. Yukari is... it's kind of hinted that both of them are, to a point, the technical canon love interests. With Yuka, she's the canon of the anime. Yukari is kind of the canon of the game. Maybe more, I really don't know. Maybe the movie. Need to still see that. Both of them are in... after the main game, there's an epilogue version called The Answer from Persona 3 that was released with the FES real release. In this one, Yukari's personality changes to the fact that in order to see the one she loves again, she becomes very willing to kill the entire human race potentially to do it. And she's very hostile to another character who had the same ability as the Persona 3 protagonist that is able to summon multiple personas at once. She becomes very jealous and she's still very heartbroken about losing him. Yuka just wants to damn the whole world if she lost Kakeru. And I think both of them can get jealous with others. Now for some major differences. For the most part, Yukari's personality is much different. She's much more outgoing, shows a lot of her demons. The fact that she's very jealous of Mitsuru, and also has a very dark and troubled past. Well, not a complete orphan like the Persona 3 protagonist, or Kakeru, or Yuka. She has lost a father, and her mother is so... Her and her mother are so distant from each other, there is very little to do with it. The other's alive. Yukari has a living parent, obviously. Yuka has step-parents. Yukari ultimately, after the end of the answer, does become a better person. Yuka does not. Yuka is insane. Yukari isn't. Yukari is not annoying. Yuka can be. Yeah, starting to see why I prefer Yukari. I'm sorry to say for Yuka's character, I think she had great potential. It's just they missed it. They just botched it. And her going insane is justifiable, kind of, maybe, but it kind of happens out of nowhere, and it makes her seem like she was always this way, when I think she was always on a borderline edge of becoming that way, but I don't think she was a yandere the entire time. It's just, after a certain point, she becomes full-blown yandere. Brilliant. To Yuka's credit, however, Yuka isn't a terrible character. She's just not that interesting compared to the rest of the cast. Yukari can match with the rest of the cast of Persona 3 and benefits and develops from it. So ultimately, that's why I think Yukari wins. It's a heavier development and a much better one. So ultimately, Yukari wins, and I've just told you why. Alright, that's all from me. This has been Star 6 Wars 1, and join me for part 3 of Persona 3 vs. 11 Eyes character section. Junpei versus Yukiko. See you guys then.